Hello there, mates! Guess what? It's SoyBomb Live, and as an added bonus, the game that you see on your screen right now, we will finish it. Today. Today! Hopefully, otherwise I gotta stretch it out to another stream. Hello to Bubba James and Draven DeVere, and anybody else who's hiding in the background. Are you hiding in the background? You ain't watched the beginning yet. Ain't watched the beginning yet. Only the end. Alright, so. This is the last part of this game. If I need help, I will ask for it. And I probably will. We are back in the court. And if this stream ends early, it ends early. It's fine. Now then, it is I, Judge Old Man Draven, presiding. Will you finally get vindication? I don't know. I don't know why, but I enjoy the shapeliness of your nose in this game. Hello, Mats. How's it going? Will the defendant, Ms. Lana Sky, please take the stand? Oh, I gotta get some cold water in so that I can. Crazy theory? Well, I want to see more of Damon Gant just so that I can do his accent. Ms. Lana Sky, you are the chief prosecutor. I'm sure you're aware of what is required of you. But Mr. Edgeworth, you already know everything. You know all that I've done these past 2 years. Please provide the court with your testimony, Ms. Sky. Webcam is ahead of the audio? I bet. You know why? Because I didn't change the delay on it from this morning. Because Coffee Rush does not require a delay. Ace Attorney does. How's that? Much better. Ow! Okay. And remember, you are under oath. We want to hear the truth. Granted, other people have lied under oath and they got away scot-free, but not you! No, no. Now, pardon me, I have some caviar stuck in my beard. Of course, the truth. Lana, no matter what happens, I'll always be your sister. Biologically speaking. Now then, your testimony, if you will. Hi, Inu, how's it going? You're not sure you've ever heard someone injure themselves while sit dancing? You have now! First, tell us about your relationship with Chief Gant. Everything hinges on her testimony, so she better have good testimony. Gant and the Fabrication. By Roald Dahl. No, just kidding. I worked alongside Gant for years. There's no truth to this blackmail theory. I fabricated the evidence 2 years ago all by myself. When I found Prosecutor Marshall's body, I rearranged the crime scene. My only motivation was to get Dark convicted. It had nothing to do with Ema. Hey DK, how's it going? That testimony stunk. Are you sure about this testimony? Your Honor, I'm confessing to a capital offense. Of course I'm sure. Lana, no! I like her hair. I don't know why. I just do. But Lana... This is true, and that means Chief Gant has nothing to do with this. That's what I've been telling you from the beginning. Please, Mr. Wright, you've got to help her. She's sacrificing herself because of me, you. She's not. I know my own sister. Whenever she speaks stiffly like that, she's hiding something inside. Lies! All lies. Deep down, she's really screaming in agony. I think Lana, Gant, and old Judge Draven are complicit. You think the judge is guilty? I've thought that for like several cases now. The defense may now begin its cross-examination. Alright, sounds good. Lies. Deceit. Murder. Why are you always lying? Oh my gosh. Because she's been guilty this whole... He is the most guilty judge. How many years exactly? Ever since I made senior detective. Let's say I was 24 then, so that would be 5 years. Detective Gant and Detective Sky were legendary partners. I personally saw them testify in numerous cases. How long have you been a judge? I've been a judge for 59 years. Damon Gant was a respectable detective. That's why there's no truth to this blackmail theory. Are you sure? But think about it, Ms. Sky. You didn't murder Detective Goodman. You told me as much yesterday in jail. You still don't get it, do you, Mr. Wright? Any testimony you cannot present in court is as useless as idle gossip. Enjoyed Lunch Lady's testimony a bit too much. This caviar lunch! I stabbed Detective Goodman with a knife. And I fabricated the evidence 2 years ago all by myself. Did you do so to help your sister? Joe Dark was a serial killer. She's turning around because it turns out she's not wearing a tie at all. Hey there, Christina. How's it going? My sister almost became his last victim that day. I didn't want that incident to ruin her life. But what she did was justifiable self-defense. She wouldn't have been charged with anything. That's not the point. She was traumatized that day, all because of that creep. That's why I couldn't forgive him. Lana. So that's why you fabricated the evidence 2 years ago? Happy Labor Day! When I found Prosecutor Marshall's body, I rearranged the crime scene. Now, why would you do that? You say you did this all by yourself? Yes. Would you mind telling us what you found when you arrived at the crime scene? Oi, Soy, happy Labor Day to you, mate. Oi! Seems I was the first person to discover the scene. The broken Prosecutor Award knife was stuck in the victim's body. Okay. What? No. The Prosecutor Marshall died from an unfortunate accident. That's only a situation you dreamed was possible. The reality is, it wasn't my sister who took the prosecutor's life. Fantasize all you want, Mr. Wright, but I'll never change this statement. You mean, Prosecutor Marshall wound up being killed by Dark? Something like that. If that is so, what happened to the other murder weapon? Dark was carrying a switchblade knife. Oh, that was lying on the floor a little distance away. It was probably knocked away in the struggle. All just to protect me. Yeah, something's wrong. Labor Day is May 1st. Well, then... no happy Labor Day for you. So when you found the scene like this, what did you do? After all, this is what everything boils down to. Yes. I broke off the tip of Dark's knife, planted it inside the wound, then moved the body? What are you talking about? You planted the tip of Dark's knife in the victim's wound, and then you moved the body? But why? Why would you do that? I had to speak quickly. I didn't move that text myself, it happened on its own. You of all people should know, Edgeworth. You've always had a good head on your shoulders. Why did you do that? Come now, Mr. Wright. Even you should be able to figure it out. Very well, let's add this to the witness's testimony. Independence Day! With Will Smith and the rest. And I think a drunken Quaid family member. The reason Ms. Sky fabricated the knife. Near the tip of the weapon found burying his body would be all the proof we needed. I see. But no, that's not right, because... No, oh. Maybe it is right. Oh. What do you think, Amora? You don't even care. My only motivation was to get Dark convicted. Had nothing to do with Ema. Now hold on a second. Let's ask about this. According to your testimony, Prosecutor Marshall's broken knife was the murder weapon, right? Yes, and leaving it at that might point the blame away from Dark. Lana's lying. I felt the most effective way to get him convicted would be by having the tip of his knife found inside the victim's body. So you buried it inside the victim's stab wound, which is gross. Yes. Because I hated Dark for what he did. This is a bizarre thing. I want to go back to... this and ask about the other thing. Planted the tip and moved the body, did all that stuff, but why? I want to ask about why she moved the body, though. When you showed up on the scene, where exactly was the victim's body? It was where you deduced it was, by Chief Gant's desk. But the body was found by your desk. Why'd you move it there? And stack everybody? The reason for that is simple. Let's have the witness explain this in more detail. The reason Ms. Sky moved the body. The pieces of the jar that shattered during the events threatened my plan. Pieces of the jar. You mean... the ugly jar. In order to show that Dark committed the crime, I felt it would be more expedient to move the body. So, when he first found the body, the jar was already... Of course, it had been shattered to pieces. If you looked at the crime scene, it would be clear right away what happened. She's got a point. And she stuck it in a stab wound. Neil Marshall was dead, and Dark was lying unconscious. Hey, Amora. In other words, the jar must have been broken during their struggle. I see. What's the matter, Ema? Apparently the jar shattered at the time the crime was committed. But I have a feeling there's more to it than that, really. There must be a contradiction here somewhere. That's right. That is correct. The contradiction is that if the jar had shattered at the time of the crime, how could the name Ema have been written on it? I think there is a contradiction. Anyway, I committed this fabrication completely alone. Now, it's just a matter of figuring out how to... There's no way she could have done it alone. I know she's made a contradiction. So when she talks about the jar... She talks about the jar, I want to present the jar. Yep. If I could. I want to hear this one more time, just what she says. Piece of the jar. The wretched jar. In order to show that Dark committed the crime, I felt it would be more expedient to move the body. So when you first found the body, the jar was already shattered to pieces. That's the contradiction. That's a contradiction right there. And Ima doesn't like that, but okay. So I'm going to present the jar. If I can figure out where the jar is in my inventory. Miss Sky, I understand how you feel. You committed that crime 2 years ago to protect your sister. You mean the forgery at the scene where Neil Marshall was murdered? Konnichiwa, Matsoi. If that truth were to be exposed now, the past 2 years of your life will have been in vain. Even so, I am compelled to bring to everyone's attention a significant contradiction within your testimony. A contradiction in my testimony? I didn't do my hair up so nicely just for a contradiction. You testified, and I quote, "The pieces of the jar that shattered during the events threatened my plan." That's right. Do you have a problem with that? Hello, Black Mythical Hat. How you doing? Simple oversight, really. You see, a message was written on this jar with the victim's blood. Yes, the prosecutor must have written it in his final moments. Exactly so. And this is where the contradiction lies. And you know how I know that he's onto something? The only way we know is because he makes that smart face he makes. You know. Wait, what? What did I just take a picture of? Did I really just take a picture of something else? No. I want to take a picture of this guy's smug face. What am I taking a picture of? Oh, I see. Wow. Apparently I'm taking pictures of like everything else that's open except for this except this window. What the heck is going on? Smart selection. There. The face. The face of that means he knows something. Oh no. In order for the victim to be able to write his message on the jar, it must not yet have been broken before he died. Check out this pointy hair. Alright, fine. I'm not doing it this way. I'm not doing it this way. Huh! He couldn't have written Ima's name on a shattered jar, and if he could, that would be very, very impressive. I like the Mega Man background. It's very cool. The face is so legendary. It is. Order! Order! I want to say it sultry like that. Oh, yeah. This is DJ Draven. Your Honor, it would appear more information is needed in regard to this jar and its bloody message. We may be missing something critical here. Like that Lana is lying. Hey, Matzo. Cool. Mercury. He's crazy about a Mercury. Chief Prosecutor, it seems you're as in the dark as we are about the truth towards which we're headed. DJ Draven in the morning with a muffin. Anyway. What? Just tell us exactly what you saw. We'll piece together the information to arrive at the truth. Very well. The witness may now continue her testimony. We're gonna figure out the truth here. Jar and message in blood. I immediately noticed the blood traces on the jar. Did you? It was dark in the room and I didn't have time to check it out. Oh! Sailor Mercury. The best sailor sent you, if I do say so myself. Ah. To be safe, I wiped away the blood. The fragments were large, so I'm sure I got them all. All I could think about was wiping them clean before they were discovered. Now, I have a question. What did you wipe them with? It wouldn't happen to be this inanimate carbon rag. It's a handprint, yeah. Oily. Huh? I always slip on the floors at school after they're waxed. Okay. Just thought I'd check that out. I wasn't chief prosecutor at the time. She didn't think Dark was the real murderer. That's why she tried to erase the real evidence. Very well. The defense may now begin its cross-examination while the prosecution doesn't get to do anything. You got favorites, Christina? You're leading on to something. Are you now? We're gonna find out. Well, let's press her. Here. Let's press her. So the jar was already broken. It's a miracle that thing hadn't broken earlier. Certainly looks as feeble as the defense's case. Judge! Big brain. Why does the judge think that I'm feeble? I think the judge is feeble. Yeah. You were an ace detective who never missed a detail. Do you really expect us to believe you didn't investigate what was written on the jar? Pieces? Normally I would have. But it was dark in the room and I didn't have time to check it out. That's why I'm looking sideways now. Why? So you didn't know your sister's name was written on the jar? No. If I had known, I would have gathered all the pieces and ground them to dust. Lana, you do that for me? Seems you two might make up yet. Anyway, I just barely had enough time to move the body as it was. If someone happened upon the scene, you'd lose your chance to erase the evidence. You must have been in a hurry. I was. I knew I had to destroy the evidence before anyone came. This is rather shocking. Is it? That's why you made that totally shocked face. To be safe, I wiped away the blood. Oh, baby. I'm afraid this action of yours reveals what really happened. What do you mean? If you really thought Dark killed Prosecutor Marshall, you wouldn't have wiped away the blood. What else could I have done in that situation? Lana! I only had a few moments. What? Did you hear something? Pardon me a moment. Pardon me a moment. Sorry about that. All of a sudden the cat like looked at the door. I'm like, oh, well, maybe somebody's at the door. And I didn't hear it. Oh well. Anyway. No, I don't need to look at this. I don't need to look at this. There wasn't enough time for me to do anything else but gather up the pieces. It's just a ghost. No, there were people. But not for me. The fragments were large, so I'm sure I got them all. But how could you see with the power out? It should have been pitch black in that office. And, as I recall, you did not find all the pieces because there was a piece in the safe. A detective is always prepared, Mr. Wright. Even now, I always carry a pocket light and a camera with me. Why? Even I carry a bottle of emergency luminol wherever I go, just in case I have to spritz a surface. I never miss anything. I got every last piece. No, you didn't. All I could think about was wiping them clean before they were discovered. So you illegally rearranged the crime scene. Yes. I don't have any excuse for my actions. I'm so sorry, Lana. I didn't know. I've treated you so badly all this time. No doubt this day will leave a permanent stain on the history of the prosecutor's office. More contradictions have surfaced in her testimony. Your sister's really putting up a fight. She must really care about you. Still, she's not doing this the right way. There's only one final possibility that might turn everything around, and I know what it is. You didn't get all the pieces. You didn't get all the pieces. Can I present this darn thing again? Just for kicks? Miss Sky, I believe this jar conceals the truth even you were unaware of. It's ugly? Well, yeah, but... What? We found the final piece of this jar in Chief Gan's safe. It's pretty big. In the Chief's safe? But how? I know how. He picked it up and put it in there. Yep. I knew it. She didn't really know. Oh, she really didn't know. She didn't really know. Yeah, you wouldn't miss something like that, Lana, that ugly piece. There's something even more disturbing about that final piece. There was still blood on it. Still blood on it. But the witness just testified. She gathered every last piece and wiped the blood off of them. Yes, which leaves us with only one explanation. On the night Prosecutor Marshall was murdered, you were not the first one to show up on the scene. Point. I just want to point out one more thing while I'm here, and I realize that it is very unnecessary, but Phoenix Wright's finger kind of looks like a baguette. I'm just saying. I just thought I'd point that out. It looks like fancy bread. Alright, let's get back to the game. Chief Gant got there before you! Well, we can't call them Butterfingers, but we can call them Baguette Fingers. Don't stream hungry, please? Okay. Get me some ham! And some butter and caviar. Hey there, escape route. I seem to be doing okay in the case so far, but we'll see what happens. Chief Gant got there before you, yes. Why is one hand behind her back? But couldn't the defendant have simply missed a piece? I'm afraid that's unlikely. The pieces are too big for anyone to miss, let alone an ace detective. Baguettes are fancy. Otherwise, you just buy Wonder Bread. That may well be, but everyone makes mistakes. Even I once wasted an entire day looking for my dentures. They were in my mouth all along. Ha! Can you believe it? Old Man Draven. Beautiful. Hey there, Explode. How's it going? You've been here. Have you forgotten, Your Honor? When this witness arrived at the scene, the jar was already broken. Oh, that. There's no way a name could have been written on a shattered jar. Another person discovered the scene prior to the witness, and that person is... me, Johnny Depp's stunt double. No, I'm just kidding. It was Chief Gant. I hope you're not implying this person was Chief Gant. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to penalize you. Even if it's the truth, I'll penalize you anyway. Punch out. Glass Joe. Punch Out on the Wii. That was actually... I find that game more fun than Punch Out for NES. I'm just saying. At the time, he was looking for Dark downstairs. Besides, even if he was there first, why would he break the jar? The question is, if he did arrive there first, why would he hide that fact for 2 years? Ooh. Bubba did it. Bubba's guilty. Bubba Gant. Why was his mouth moving? Well, Your Honor, can you answer us that? No. No. What? What's going on with the judge? He seems off. Wait. I'm not the one on trial here. Damon Gant arrived at the crime scene prior to the witness. He proceeded to break the jar and purposely hid one of the broken pieces. Question. What is this action called? Fabrication of evidence. But why would Chief Gant do that? It's all because Gant refused to lend the $50. He's guilty. He's a poor banker. In light of what happened afterwards, isn't it clear? What happened afterwards? Discovering the scene, Lana Skye believed her sister Ema killed the victim. Determined to help her sister, she sought Gant's aid. Lending her his aid, Gant helped her create evidence that incriminated Dark, sparing Ema. And therein lies the reason. The reason why Miss Skye became the Chief's puppet. Did she just bite her thumb and blood came out? Did anybody else see that? Can somebody like go back and see if that's what happened? So you started playing something earlier that you want me or Moo to stream because you failed miserably. What were you playing? No, I did it on my own. Please, sis, stop trying to protect the chief. I can't watch you suffer anymore for my sake. No, you didn't. It wasn't you, Ema. You didn't kill anyone. Blood most definitely did come out of her thumb. That's what got on the coat. It was thumb blood. Wolfenstein, thumb blood. Wayne's World, no. No. Not unless a member of the channel requests it in our monthly member selected game stream. Otherwise, no. I don't wanna. Don't believe anything Mr. Wright says. Defense attorneys make up the most foul lies to defend their clients. Foul lies. I guess you do seem the type who likes to twist the truth. Wait a minute. What if I were to disguise Krusty Burgers as my own cooking? Delightfully devilish Phoenix. To quote the game, Soy will play it. Not. Couldn't get past the first level? That's because nobody can. What if? We're still smack dab in the middle of Gant's trap. Is something wrong, Mr. Wright? Lana. Maybe Wright after all. What do you mean, Wright? So you do tell foul lies then, Mr. Wright. Yes. That's what I said. Ms. Sky, please testify once more. But if evidence was fabricated behind your back, then Ima's accidental killing of Prosecutor Marshall might also be a lie. Oh, hold on. Okay, it's gone. It's done now. Good. Quick siren of the day. Specifically lies about fowl. Chicken. But I do remember knocking over Mr. Marshall. Miss Sky, if you will. I can't. There's nothing to be afraid of anymore. You're going to jail anyway, you might as well. Foul. This cross-examination may not change a thing. However, there is a possibility that it will, if you tell the truth. Very well. I'll testify about what I really saw. I believe she's committing perjury, so she should probably get charged for that. And then Phoenix Wright becomes chief prosecutor, and Edgeworth sells samurai dogs. That's how the game should end. All right, the witness may testify once more for the final time. Round 3, fight! When I arrived, I found Mr. Marshall's body impaled on that suit of armor's sword. Why? Ima and Dark were lying unconscious on the floor nearby. When I saw what had happened, I thought she did it. Yeah. That's why I erased all the evidence that linked her to the murder. I had Chief Gant help me remove the body from the sword and carry it. But if it all really was a fabrication, Ima might be innocent. Unbelievable! The body was impaled on the armor's sword? Why are you shocked by that? You were the only one who saw that. If only you had proof. Actually, I do have proof. What? I gave it to Mr. Wright just this morning. What? Hold on. Hold up. You did? What? To me? It's a picture I took of the crime scene as I encountered it. Where? I thought it might be needed. I don't remember receiving a picture like that. Lana must have known. See, Mr. Wright? She really does have faith in you. Very well, Mr. Wright. Please present this picture. Lana said she gave it to you this morning. This is what I got from her this morning, I think. Gant should go to prison, Lana should go to prison, everybody should go to prison, Judge Draven should go to prison. No, it's not right. He's lovable, but he's also inept. Now hold up. Phoenix should go to prison for unlawful investigation. The only thing that I got was this book this morning. You lied to me. must be a picture in there somewhere. Hold on a second. No. No, wait a minute. Wait a minute. No, no. Who drew this picture? Okay. Alright, I'll wait here. Okay, let's go. Oh. No, well, apparently I have to... I can't leave this though. They're making me look through here. Well, let's see. Ah, so they did make this happen. Hold on. Pew! Hold on. Let's open it up. Well, what do you know? There's a picture in there. Hey, there's a picture here. Oh. Oh my. This is the actual crime scene. Why'd you just have to take a picture of this? No other detective saw the crime scene like this. Because I contacted Criminal Affairs only after I had rearranged everything. Mr. Wright, before we continue on, can I look at that photo for a moment? Okay. Interesting. Not sure why he's bleeding out the mouth, but alright, whatever. That piece cut out from his vest. Could that be? Helmet's down. That's the first thing you notice. Yeah. Wait. Helmet's down? Well, that didn't help me there. Alright. I just think about something. What's this? This is a handprint, isn't it? That cloth. It had fingerprints on it. Whosever fingerprints those are must be the real murderer. Always has been, maybe. I mean, well, who knows? Why are your lips turning all purple, Mr. Wright? Anyway, let's get on with the cross-examination. So long as you tell the truth, we should be able to flesh out the real murderer. Very well. The defense may now begin its cross-examination. Good. Alright. Well, let's see. So when I arrived, I found Mr. Marshall's body impaled on that suit of armor sword. What? I didn't do anything. Oh, mercy. Come now, Udgy. This is the poorest excuse for a trial I've ever seen. I didn't even do that. Chief Gant! What? Now you want to make me out as the bad guy too? If so, I'd like to put in a word or two in my defense. I'm afraid it's too late for that. What? You already declined to testify. That means you forfeited your right to make statements of any sort. Just sit back, relax, and enjoy the sound of the noose tightening around your own neck. Oh, I'm burning. Why does he sound like a poor man's version of Boris? Ah, so what? You think I'm worried? Is that poor Boris? Boris? Sorry to disappoint you, but I don't need to make any statements. What do you mean? The evidence will do all the talking for me. Even if I can't testify, I can still present evidence. Yes, that's true. Wait, you mean you still have some conclusive evidence? No, I don't, but someone does. Someone? So, what's your excuse, Wright, though? Why have you been keeping quiet about it? You do have something to show us, right? Something that proves who knocked over Neil Marshall, causing his death? Conclusive evidence that leaves no room for doubt? Is this true, Mr. Wright? I have to be honest, though. Honesty is the best policy. Mr. Wright, if you have any more evidence, present it now, and if you try to conceal anything, you will be the one appearing before the Board of Inquiries. You should be, too. Now, I am going to show it so that Gant has no more aces up his sleeve. Yes, Your Honor. I do have further evidence. I think honesty is the best policy sometimes. Alright, the time's finally come to show it to them. Prison life's not so bad, Ema. You can go to juvie. These prints have got to be the chief's. Now then, let's see this conclusive evidence. The evidence that shows who actually murdered Prosecutor Marshall. Well, see, here's the thing. The fact that this was in the safe supports the cover-up. It's a piece of leather cloth. Kind of like the one I wear at home for my wife. I mean... Yes. It most likely was cut from the victim's vest near his chest. What's this? There's a big handprint on it. Which is weird. Surely it must have been left on the cloth by whoever shoved the victim into the sword. What? Whose fingerprints are on this? I'm sure Raito has checked. Haven't you? Well, whose are they? They're Ms. Skies. Ms. Ema Skies. What? They're mine? So I really did do it. See? I told you it was conclusive. But this was found in your safe. Tied Ema Sky to Neil Marshall's death. No. It appears we have our killer. No. No! Was that really a game over? Everything hinged on that. In the end, Lana alone was found guilty on all counts. Wow, I really did. That was YouTube. Oh, wow. Oh. Oh, no! Well, now. Oh. That really was a game over. Alright, we're gonna have to power through this then. Honesty is not the best policy. Wow. Why'd you say JK? You had me worried there. Alright, well then let's whip through this. Luckily I can whip through chatter here. And the answer is the jar both times. Yeah, I know. Well, you can tell me it's game over, but it's too late. Oh, well, I didn't know what you were saying. Alright, anyway, let's do the cross-examination. When you say, I'm not sure, maybe I believe you're not sure which one to choose. So... Oh, I have to make her talk about the stuff. Alright. Alright, well, we'll whip through it. I don't have to say anything about it. There's a jar thing going on. We'll learn about the jar again. And then we'll catch her on the jar. We already know the answers, it's true. It wasn't me. Oh, it was, however. Oh, wait, well, welcome back. Don't mind me, I'm just going through the case again. Something didn't happen. Well, hold on a sec. Well, I guess I'll press through on the other thing, though. Do I have to, like, ask everything? I guess. She's not talking about the jar yet. Why are we not talking about the jar yet? Did I miss something? I guess this would be this. But hold on. I thought I presented the jar in this one, but she doesn't even mention it. Well, I'm trying to, but like... Oh, I have to, The contradiction's not popping up anymore. What happened to the contradiction that was in there and now is not in there anymore? Wait, hold on. Maybe. Yeah, it's the jar. Okay. So we'll talk a bit more about the jar. There's your contradiction. So I'll present the jar and then we'll continue on. Okay. We'll whip through this. Wait, who's the killer? You are. Alright, more testimony required. Good, I like quick testimony like that. Okay. So don't show the evidence. Don't show the evidence. Okay. I guess I can just hold down the B button and just like go through it. There's dark room, I didn't have time to check it out. Hello, the moo. Okay, wiped away the blood. The fragments were large, so I'm sure I got them all. Or did you? I'm whipping through the music too. So many objections. Too many objections. Yeah. You proceed to break the jar, do the thing. What if? Hey Lee, how's it going? Don't mind me, I'm just going through this really quickly. Okay. There we go. Glad you're super. We're all super. Okay. Funky cloth. Pot noodle. Wow. Midnight pot noodle. So, she's gonna say all this. Somebody's gonna say, hold it. It's gonna be Gant, who's like, you can kind of get me play, but it's fun to watch. I'm just going through all the stuff that I've already seen because I got a game over. Like, really far in. So I'm not gonna... So we're not gonna show it. If you have more evidence, present it now, and if you try to conceal anything, you will be the one appearing before the Board of Inquiries. Your Honor, I don't have any evidence I can present at this point in time. What? You lie! Chief Gant? You opened my safe. I know you took what was inside. Oh, smart. I get it now. The conclusive evidence? I don't know what you're talking about. Mr. Wright, why don't you show them? We found it together. Oh, I see. It's because you know the truth, don't you? You know whose fingerprints are on it. That's why you won't present it. What are you talking about, Chief Gant? Can't you figure it out? Take a good look at this picture. See the victim's vest. Notice anything odd about the chestal area. It looks like part of it's been cut out for some reason. You mean you had this in your safe? What? That means you, the chief of police, have been concealing evidence. Oh, this is gonna be the biggest scandal in the history of the police department. Impressive. To be honest, I didn't think you had the gall, right, though. Well, I can't just let you pin me up as the murderer. I'll tell you what really happened. What? You mean, you admit it? Judge Draven wants to be in the history books as a footnote, at least. I was the first person to arrive at the crime scene that day. It then occurred to me that I could use the situation to control Lon. I'm from Scoggins. I am. You didn't know that? So you really were manipulating her. I knew Lon. If I made it look like the blame lay with her sister, that when she saw the scene she would ask me for my aid. So you assisted Ms. Skye. I told her to arrange all the evidence. I had her plant the knife tip in the victim's body and move the body across the room. And I ended up using that evidence to get Joe Dart convicted. When I tampered with the crime scene, I hid 2 pieces of evidence. This was before Lana arrived at the scene, mind you. 2 pieces of evidence? You mean those items in your safe? But why? For insurance, of course. Gant is level 999 Mafia boss. It's true, he has a seashell for a goatee. Or perhaps a fancy napkin. Insurance? I was sure my plan would work, but it's always best to be prepared for the worst. I wasn't about to let anyone blame me for a murder that girl committed. You mean you were calculating that far ahead while forging the evidence? What do you take me for? A fool? I didn't make police chief by dumb luck. Hello there, Bella. Ooh, a fancy napkin, that's so cool. He's very crimped. See this jar fragment? I hid the most legible part of Ima's name. I didn't expect Lana to go and wipe the blood off all the pieces. But if you fabricated all the evidence, what's to say you didn't fabricate the message on this jar, too? Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas! Some people just don't know when to quit, do they? That's why I kept one more item for insurance. You mean, that piece of cloth that has not been presented, but you know about it. Although, come on, Wright, cough it up already. I know you have it. Oh no, I don't want to make a mistake again. So you admit to it then, Chief Gant, that you were hiding the cloth you cut off the victim's vest in your safe. Yes, I admit it. I didn't want to have to do that, being chief and all. But it's a lot better than being portrayed as a murderer. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you have to say for yourself? Just a moment ago you said you didn't have any evidence you could present. Foolish move, Wright, though. You should have shown it then before it was too late. Just one thing. This. Rule number 1. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. And since the police did not approve of this, it could not be shown. Rule number 2. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. So, theoretically, I could hide it. I wonder what do you think I should do? What do you recommend? Should I show this evidence now? Should I not show this evidence now? I feel like I shouldn't. But maybe there's a better solution. Rule number 1 seems very relevant. It's true. I think that I can't. Steph says not show it. Hi, Steph. I'm waiting for one comment in the chat, and you know what? But see, here's the thing: if I get another game over, then I have to do all of it. Well, it is unregistered evidence, and it is relevant, so it would follow number 2. I don't want to show it, but yeah, but I don't want to show it. Dean wants me to hide it there. Dean, the mean bean spleen Douglas wants me to hide it. Okay. Escape route, what would you do in this situation? And I will do that. He says hide it. I wouldn't mind hiding it because it was not approved by the police. But everybody else is saying don't show. I don't know. ERB said to show it. Oh. Well, alright. Your Honor, I do have evidence to present now. Alright then, let's see this conclusive evidence. The evidence that shows who actually murdered Prosecutor Marshall. Hope I don't have to do this a third time. Let me verify this once more. On the day of the crime, you personally cut out this piece of the victim's vest. Oh yes, at last you finally brought it out into the open. There's a handprint on this piece of cloth. Your Honor, the prosecution requests that be immediately sent to the lab for analysis. This handprint on the leather. There must have been a strong impact for it to be left so clearly. You mean, it could not have been forged. It must be authentic, conclusive evidence. Uh-oh. Ho ho ho. You're as slow on the uptake as ever, Worthy. What? Think about it. Wright had all this time to present this evidence. If he was reluctant to do so, why would that be? You mean you already know? Do you know whose fingerprints are on that? But Mr. Wright, do you really know? Whoever the fingerprints belong to must be the real murderer. Whose fingerprints are they? Very well. I'll tell you. Should be okay now. Everything's proceeding as predicted. The person to whom these fingerprints belong to is... the cough-up queen. Ima Sky? What? Oh no! They're mine? I'm sorry, Ima. But why? Why didn't you tell me? Oh ho ho ho! You're really something, Righto. You knew this girl did it all along, and you still tried to pin the murder on me. So it's true. Tragic but true. This girl really did shove Prosecutor Marshall to his death. How could you? You monster! Miss Sky. You knew whose fingerprints those were all along, yet you acted like she really didn't. Miss Sky, it's not over yet. What? I said this trial isn't over yet. Huh? But I'm afraid it is over, boy. Did we examine the photo? Of course we did. Look at that photo. I mean, if you look at what's cut out, it doesn't even match that thing that Lana or Ema pressed her hand on. It's not even the same shape. What are you talking about? No way. It was cut out before. It does look like it came from Fabric Land. Fabric Land, Fabric Land. Yeah, we already know who left the print. We don't have to talk about it now. Anyway. Look carefully, Soy, at the picture. Why, I'm going to look at the picture again. So... This is getting weird. Anyway. Alright. But your career is over as well. You purposely concealed this conclusive evidence. That, my friend, is a serious offense. I'm looking forward to pressing charges after the defendant is convicted. I'll have your badge, boy. What's the matter? Cat got your tongue? Aren't you going to tell us how it feels? How it feels to be the one who single-handedly turned a poor little girl into a murderer? Before I do that... There's just one little thing I have to clear up. Oh, and what's that? Who really killed Prosecutor Neil Marshall? Dun dun dun! What? Am I like the dumbest person in the room? I must be. But you know what? Don't tell me. Chief Gant, you're absolutely right. This piece of cloth proves who the real murderer is. Who killed Neil Marshall, you ask? It was Ema Sky, wasn't it? I'm afraid that's not possible. You see, this piece of cloth contains a critical contradiction. What? A contradiction? What is this fool babbling about? I'm talking about a contradiction. One that proves who the real killer is. I want to read something before I continue on. Mr. Wright, this piece of cloth. What could it possibly contradict? Behold, the piece of evidence that contradicts this cloth. Now, I guess my only question is why that piece of cloth wasn't bloody, but that's another story. What exactly is this supposed to be? This is the picture Miss Sky took. Take a good look at it. See where the piece of his vest was cut out? Yes, his shirt is showing underneath. It's hard to make out with all the blood on his vest, though. Exactly my point. His chest is soaked with blood. That's only natural. His lungs, no doubt, were punctured. Blood poured out of his mouth. That's only natural. Oh, but that piece of cloth. Wait. There's no blood on it. Ah! Since Ema Sky's fingerprints are on this cloth, there's no doubt that she shoved the prosecutor aside. However, Mr. Marshall was not impaled on the sword at that time. No, this is nonsense. Well, of course. Why would he have been impaled before you pushed him? What? Now then, Chief Gant, let me ask you something. Prosecutor Marshall was not impaled when he was shoved aside. He most likely hit his head on the ground and was knocked out. If so, tell me, who could it have been? Who could have arrived at the scene before Ms. Lana Sky, picked up the unconscious prosecutor, and impaled him on the armor's sword? That's right. Detective Damon Gant, you. Then, to make it look like Ema was responsible for the prosecutor's death, said person proceeded to write her name on the jar with the victim's blood. A jar that they then broke on purpose to leave behind a clue. And make Lana believe her sister did it. I'm waiting for him to explode into fractals again. I want to become a Windows Media Player visualization. That's right, Wendy Oldbag. Remember when what you admitted only moments ago? It's not Will Powers. It was D. Vasquez again. And what was that other guy's guy? Sir Osis? Oh, what the heck was that guy's name? Oh, shoot. Oh, what was that guy's name? No, oh. That one guy that helped out D. Vasquez. What the heck was his name? It was goofy. Salmonella, that was it. Yeah. I'm thinking like Emphysema Shyamalan. No, that's not it. No. There we go. Salmonella. Yeah, it was that guy. Ironic, isn't it? Through the very act of creating insurance, you proved that you were the actual murderer. Oh, gosh, yes. I love it when he does that. It's finally all over. Whew. Heh. Heh, heh, heh. Ho, 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 ho. That was close, Wright-o. You almost had me. Sorry, but you'll have to do better than that. I refute your allegations. What do you mean you refute his allegations? You see, that piece of cloth is illegal evidence. Order! Order in the court! What nonsense is this? Illegal evidence cannot be used to convict a suspect. Remember a G? Earlier, old Wright-o here concealed that piece of cloth. So then what's your excuse, Wright-o? You do have some conclusive evidence, don't you? Ah, well, rule 2, brother. Rule 2. Well, that's true. The defense did refuse to present evidence. At that moment, that piece of cloth ceased to be legal evidence. That's not fair. Ho 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 ho! Did you actually think you could best me in court? It looks like the last laugh's on you, son. Or is it? I'm afraid Mr. Gant's claim is legally correct. Well, Mr. Edgeworth? True. Illegal evidence cannot be used to convict a person. Assuming, of course, that the evidence is indeed illegal. he got permission when Gant admitted it. Well, we'll see. Well, Mr. Wright. It seems at last. The time for me to reveal my plan has finally arrived. Mr. Wright, do you admit to it? That you purposely and illegally concealed this piece of cloth? I did not. I admit, I refused to present it at one point. Aha! So the evidence is illegal? No, it isn't, Mr. Gant. Huh? It's not that I didn't present evidence then. It's that I couldn't. What do you mean, you couldn't? There are certain procedures involved when presenting evidence. No, Aji, don't listen to his lies! He's only talking about the law! He's nothing but a coward you can't really believe. There's only one issue left to be resolved in this trial. Is this evidence legal or not? Very well, let us settle this once and for all. Earlier you refused to present evidence. If you can prove your conduct was not in violation of the law, then do so now. Why, I'm just gonna whip this thing out. This is my proof, Your Honor. Evidence law! What's this? It is just a law book. I don't believe it. I've done my homework too, Chief. Indeed, Ema Sky's fingerprints were on this piece of cloth. However, at that point in time, this was merely a piece of cloth, nothing more. What? You see, it's written right here in this book. The second rule of evidence law. Oh, nuts. Rule number 1. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. I found this piece of evidence myself, inside your safe. It goes without saying, I did not have approval from the police department. Rule 2. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. And here's the crux of the matter. You see, at the time it was impossible for me to prove the relevance between the cloth and the SL9 incident. What? What kind of nonsense is this? Hello, Evie. You want relevancy? Just take one look at this picture and... Sorry, but can you recall... When was that picture presented? That was shown only a few moments ago. No. He's right. Phoenix Wright. Ace Attorney. At the beginning of today's trial, that piece of cloth was still meaningless. The person who gave it value as evidence was you, Damon Gant. Ugh. You yourself confessed to a certain truth. Let me verify this once more. On the day of the crime, you personally cut out this piece of the victim's vest? Oh, yes. No! Oh, my meatballs are tensing. It was then that you approved this cloth as conclusive evidence. Yes, you, the chief of police, personally approved this cloth. The only person who could have cut this from the victim's vest is the one who stood before Prosecutor Marshall in his final moments. In other words, the real murderer, and there's only one person who that could be. Damon Gant! The killer was you! What the heck is going on? I knew I should have gotten rid of him. That good-for-nothing scum. For 2 years he's been snooping around the department trying to get something on me. What on earth? Crimes are being committed every day, yet he insisted on hounding me. Well, your crime wasn't exactly petty. It was murder. He wanted to reinvestigate the case. He recruited Angel Starr, then convinced Bruce Goodman, Detective Goodman. Yeah, that's right. Petty murder. Petty murder. I wonder if that's real. Probably not. If the evidence is transferred, I'll lose my only chance to find out the truth. Please, you've got to help me. Goodman turned him down, as he ought to. Still, Jake Marshall didn't know when to quit. He stole Goodman's ID card and tried to take the evidence. Goodman came to me that day. He wanted to file a lost item report. I went with him to the evidence room. Then all of a sudden he decided to speak out. What are you talking about, Goodman? Can you please reopen the investigation, Chief? We can't transfer the evidence out. There are too many questions left unanswered. He opened the evidence locker, and as he was taking the evidence out, he said, "It's not too late. I'm gonna hand all this over to Marshall." Well, to be honest, I was a bit taken aback by his words. I had a bad feeling when he came to see me, but I never thought he'd bring up SL9. That's when I saw it. That accursed knife. I couldn't just pull it out. Doing so would have led to only to more blood, making it near impossible to hide your crime. Even so, the blood was just pouring out. I didn't know who might stumble in, so I hurried to wipe it up. I was worrying so much about the floor, I didn't realize my fatal mistake. The bloody handprint. Detective Gumshoe's locker. Oh. I used to be known as the crime computer, but everyone has to start somewhere, I guess. I was too nervous. I had no business doing any of it. He sure looks happy. Can I just say that? He looks way too happy for this. Then you put the body in my car? I'm sorry. I couldn't think of any other way to move the body. I broke your trunk. Whoops, but what's the big deal? You make a lot more than us detectives ever will. You broke my trunk. You sneaky herring. Leaving the prosecution's car aside. How? How could you get Miss Sky involved in all of this? Well, she had as much to lose as I did if the truth came out. He's a psychopath. So you took the evidence from Detective Goodman's locker. I felt bad for having to do it. I also didn't have the time to pick and choose what to take. So, you left the jar fragments in the glove. Yeah, it looks like I was better off being an investigator of crimes than a committer. They all did their best to get in my way. I've got to hand it to them. They do their jobs well, much to my dismay. Killed the guy, but really, did you have to break the trunk? That's rude, that's true. That's a nice car, too. Nice car. Fake evidence doesn't hold up very well upon close examination. You must have known that. Tell me, Worthy, why do you stand in court? Me? Well, I don't have a chair. You despise criminals. I can feel it. You and me, we're the same. One day you'll understand. Yep. Cars are expensive to fix. Nice car. Not so nice truck. Oh, believe me, you will. You're just one man. You'll see what it really takes to bring them down once you try to go it alone. Small claims court. That sounds fair, actually. Well, looks like it's time to say goodbye. Oh, gee? What? Looks like we'll have to cancel that lunch date. Sorry, old friend. Cost a ton to try and get blood out of material. Oh, gee. I'm sorry too, Damon Gant. I knew you as you used to be, long ago. You were once a fine investigator and an example of others on the force. Just like I used to be a really good judge, but now I actually have lost it completely. I'm sorry to learn that you are no longer that person. Those days are gone now, G. Thanks for all the memories, though. Don't worry, you'll be fine. Now you have Wright, though, here. And Worthy. With these two around, you can't go wrong! He's still a good judge, he's just very senile. In fact, I can hear them already. The melodious sounds of a new beginning and a sequel. There are two things I want you to understand. Yes? First, your sister never hurt anyone. Second, Damon Gant betrayed you from the beginning. You should retire and go for lunch. It sounds good. And Grant is the father. You see, Ms. Sky, you no longer have any reason to keep silent. You're right. When this trial is over, I'll tell everything. All that I've done these past 2 years. That one thing that I did behind a sizzler. He can't retire. He's going to prison. No, I guess not. Wait, the judge didn't do anything. He's not going to prison. He's fine. For the time I had Gant help me forge evidence up until today. So, it seems all the questions raised in this trial have been answered. I'm sorry, Miss Sky. I couldn't get you out of all your trouble. My. What high standards you have for a rookie. You kidding? I was really good. I only got 1 game over. I can see why Mia thought so highly of you. Who knows? A few years from now, you just might make it to the top. I haven't lost a case yet. Thanks for the smile. I owe you my thanks, Mr. Wright. You're still going to jail for perjury, though. Miss Sky. And to you too, Mr. Edgeworth. You've suffered every bit as much as I have over these past few days. Believe me, I know how much of an ordeal it's been for you. Oh yeah, Lana Sky, best waifu. It was nothing. I was worried the pressure might break you. And yet, you rose above it all and guided Mr. Wright to victory. You've done well, Mr. Edgeworth. Stop it, I only did my job. Blush, blush, blush. In light of this case, it seems a good self-examining is in order for all of us. Miss Sky? Yes, Your Honor? You are innocent of murder. However, although the chief blackmailed you, the fact is you still acted as his accomplice. The trial will be scheduled for these crimes at a later date. Yes, I understand, Your Honor. It's all good. Is there something amusing about all of this? Why are you smiling? It's been a long time, Your Honor. A long time since I felt free of these heavy chains. Well, this trial has gone on far too long already. No kidding. Regarding the charge of murder, this court finds the defendant, Ms. Lana Sky, not guilty! Da 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 da. The truth shall set you free. I hear you. That is all. This court is adjourned. Whew. Glad that's over. 16 parts? Jeez. Sorry, escape route. Ema? Why the long face? I'm sorry your sister didn't get completely off the hook. But at least she wasn't convicted for a murder she didn't commit. No, that's not it. Just now, after the trial ended, I can see why Mia Fey thought so highly of you. That's not exactly what you said. You didn't say your last name. I owe you my thanks, Mr. Wright. And to you too, Mr. Edgeworth. You've suffered every bit as much as I have over these past few days. You've done well. I like how there's a flashback to like 2 minutes ago. You know, I did my best too. But Lana didn't say a single word to me. Hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals. And I know for a fact that Detective Gumshoe will be around for quite some time. Do you know how I know this? Because he appears in an ad for Ace Attorney Miles Edgeworth Investigations here. He's there. He's in the corner. No, see, there he is making a face. He's pulling a face. He's still there. So there you go. He'll be around for games to come. Oh, guess I am. I'll come back later. This is one of the shorter ones? Oh my goodness. Well, this bonus mission here, our new game's coming out. Oh, well, you gotta keep in mind, this magazine is from April 2010. So that game has been out for the DS for about a decade now. Wait, Detective Gumshoe, what is it? You're doing this on purpose, aren't you? Making a detective run around while on duty. To top it off, you call me here. I've seen happier people at funerals. This case is the longest in the entire series history. But I guess this long case justifies the re-release. Considering you could play GBA games on a DS, right? Anyway. Hey, lighten up, pals. I'm only kidding. Oh, are you here because of my sister again? Nope. Not this time. I came today because of you, pal. Me? That's right. I thought you'd like to see someone. Lana! What am I playing, 2 and 3? Should you be doing this? She's still under arrest, you know. Well, I won't tell if you won't. Ema, I owe you an apology. It's okay, sis. Don't worry about it. That day, 2 years ago. Was the first time in my life I ever panicked. It was all I could do to keep myself from screaming. I know the other two have 4 cases each. All I could think about was keeping you from getting wrapped up in that mess. Yeah. Sis, I asked Gant to help me cover up the truth. I thought I was doing it for your sake. But now, I realize I was wrong. I changed after that day. I had to. It was the only way I could make it through the past 2 years. I knew how much I was hurting you by distancing myself. Case 1 of both, it was like case 1 of this game. Okay, that's fine. Sounds good. Well, we'll make it through. I was scared. Scared that you'd look at me with those eyes of yours. I was scared of how you'd react if you knew. But sis, you were only doing it for me. No. Huh? I turned my back on you that day. In hiding what I believed to be the truth. I was deceiving you. Sis. I'm such a fool. It took me all this time to realize it. Ema, I'm so sorry. But sis, you don't have to apologize. I'm happy now. You're happy? Of course. You know, sis, I always knew that one day you'd come back. And now you have. Oh, Ema. Ema! Aww. No one can change the past. The only thing we can do is strive to make up for our mistakes. Why must we make up for our mistakes, you ask? Because in so doing, we can find the way back to our rightful path. It is from there that we can move on forward toward a brighter future. I wonder if she ever calls her emu by mistake. What? Yeah. At least that's what I felt watching the two sisters make up. Mr. Wright, Mr. Gumshoe. Me? Thank you both for all that you've done. I'm sure we'll meet again, someday. Isn't that right, Edgeworth? Edgeworth? Stop hiding and come over here. Emo? Or enema? I just came to say. I just came to say congratulations. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. Right. Well, I'll be going now. My planet needs me. Mr. Edgeworth, hope you don't blame yourself for what happened. We were the ones who acted corruptly, not you. It's too late for me. No matter what anyone may say, I realize today that I can't correct my mistakes. Mr. Edgeworth, not only that, but I don't even trust myself anymore. Chief Gant was right. You despise criminals. I can feel it. You and me were the same. One day you'll understand. Oh, believe me, you will. You're just one man. You'll see what it really takes to bring them down once you try to go it alone. Well, you know what? I'm sure we'll see this guy again in Miles Edgeworth, Ace Attorney Investigations. Available now from Capcom, rated T for teen. Also features a girl with a key in her hair. Sounds good. I do despise criminals. I plan to dedicate my entire life to fighting them. But in order to fight crime on my own, I'd need a weapon. It's scary, but I've known that to be true for quite some time now. But Edgeworth, who knows? Given enough time, I might have tried to pull something like Chief Gant did. That thought terrifies me. That's why I can't continue on as a prosecutor. You never played Investigations? Well, maybe someday. Maybe someday. Edgeworth, don't you understand? Damon Gant and your mentor, Manfred von Karma, were both the best of the best when it came to fighting crime. But they both made the same mistake. You said, in order to fight crime on my own, I'd need a weapon. That may be true, but think back to today's trial. You weren't alone. You were working together with Mr. Wright. And because of that partnership, you were able to present evidence that otherwise would have gone undiscovered. Isn't that right, Mr. Wright? Huh? What? Oh, I wasn't listening. Yeah. What is this, pop quiz? Come on, Mr. Wright. Show him what Lana's talking about. Evidence, huh? Something that neither Edgeworth nor I would have been able to find on our own. Well, I don't think either of us would have found this picture. That might mean something to you, but I don't see how it had anything to do with our partnership. Huh? Well, I failed. Oh well. Mr. Wright, it seems you still have a lot to learn as well. Yes, I do. Oh well. It's time for me to go. Mr. Edgeworth, if you'll excuse me, there are still some loose ends that need wrapping up. Take care, Chief Prosecutor. Ah, well. That's okay. I guess we'll have to play this game again and get the secret convo. Edgeworth, what will you do now? Well, whatever you do, just remember, you can let what happened kill the prosecutor in you, or you can let it help you grow. In the end, it's up to you. I know. It seems I owe you my thanks too, right? But what I face now is my problem. Edgeworth, I'll be waiting for you in court. Farewell. That's true. Ah, heck, that would have made more sense. Oh well, whatever. I better be going too. But I'll be by to visit soon. Seems we both have a lot to learn and catching up to do. Here, this is a little something for you. Scientific investigation. Part of the DK investigation series. It's the first book I ever bought. Study it well. Why are there birds on these things? Thanks, sis. I will. Thanks, the moon. And so, another case came to a close. As for the sisters, I have faith. Faith that their lives have only just begun. Well. Textbooks are very, very expensive. So just gifted her sister like $500. That would. That's nice. And as for me, you'll see. I think it's time I started on a new journey of my own. A journey to rediscover myself. Well, don't go trekking off just yet, pal. Huh? What is it, detective? There's just a little matter to be resolved about the chief prosecutor. You see, she isn't supposed to be out of jail like this. But I thought you said it was okay. Wait a minute! How did the detective get her out of jail? Didn't he, like, lose his badge? Anyway, I said it was okay. Yeah, well, it may be okay with me, but the folks at the prison are a different story. Huh? Basically, I had to bribe a guard in order to sneak her out for 30 minutes. Believe me, it wasn't cheap either. Huh? Way to go, detective! I didn't know you had a wild side. Yeah, well, you see, Mr. Wright here's the one who will be footing the bill. Huh? Huh? What, you think I could afford it with my salary? You gotta be kidding me, pal. We can't murder like two people. Maybe he'll be reinstated. We'll see. Huh? 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 Thank you, Mr. Wright. You're the best. I suddenly feel like I want to scream. Hey, I got an idea. Why don't we all go pay it off together? Yeah, it's a great idea. Come on, guys. Let's go. What? Unexpected. I arranged for a friend of mine in Europe to take care of Ema. Hope she'll be pleased to study under a top coroner. As for me, this affair has pretty much ended my days at the prosecutor's office. I think I'm going to work at a hair salon. I'll find my way back to the field somehow in Lana Sky Investigations, coming to Switch in 2021. It is the end. Is this the end of our series? Of events? Yikes. I thought I was a goner for a moment there. In the end, though, they overlooked my unauthorized investigation of the chief's office. If we penalized you anymore, it'd be worse than firing you. Yep, that's what they said. Just goes to show, you can't shake me off that easily. Emma's gonna be a killer. Who else should we talk to? Oh gosh, no. My new mission is to guard the main entrance and take care of Billy! Can you believe it? I've been demoted to a security guard! My partner's keeping an eye on the entrance for me today! I'll show them though! Someday I'm gonna make detective! Yes sir! Then I can be just like that Dick Gumshoe! I want to look. There's Oh, who's here? Oh. Oh, mercy. Hope that thing doesn't have anything to say. Well, they ran out of characters? That's not Lana. No. There's no Lana in this picture. Alright. You wonder when Ace Attorney 7 will come out. 2027. That's when it's coming out, for sure. What is it? Can't you see I'm having me a showdown with a steak lunch partner? Miss Star managed to sneak this into me. She's seeing one of the guards, it seems. Well, cowboy, looks like you did it. Even gave Bambina back her smile. Can you make sure Billy and the gang get their water? Hey, that'll make Steph happy, because that means no more annoying music from that blue badger. Looks like we won't be seeing each other for a while. As a farewell gift, they put a new meal on the menu, the Right Way lunch. The top layer tastes as bitter as defeat, but the bottom layer is as sweet as victory. Kids seem to dig the turnabout theme. It's a hot seller around exam time. Just make sure not to eat it backwards. Who dog it? Who would think? No more music from the Blue Badger. Thanks, Ben Judd. Well, who else do we have talking here? Oh boy! I'll never forget what that young defense lawyer said after the trial. Let's see, what was his name again? Mr. Left? Anyway, he said he's been doing something for how many years? Well, anyway, I've got another trial to get to, so I'd better be... Huh? Oh no, I forgot my gavel! Sorry, gotta go! We couldn't finish the game without saying goodbye to Judge Old Man Draven. Could we? Documentary film crew interviews. Yes. Oh. Ah! Nothing soothes the soul like fresh country air. Still, sometimes I do miss hearing you in your objection! Still, I can't go back until I'm a full-fledged spirit medium. Mystic Maya, afternoon training's about to begin. Coming! Well, see you around, Nick. Oh. Don't touch the switch for 10 minutes and it stops going. Mr. Edgeworth. Oh, Mr. Edgeworth. I brought you your tea. Huh? What's going on? Thanks for coming to see me off. I can't believe I'm going to Europe. Thank you, Mr. Wright. Thank you so much for everything. I'm a little sad, but I'll be alright. Whenever I want to see Lana, all I have to do is open this book. Oh, hold on. Let's investigate the book. Scientific investigation with birds. Pio! Copyright by Pio. There's a letter inside. Oh, I see. Capcom. Oh. Uh-oh. Look at this photograph. Well, there you have it. Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. Overall, that was a good game. That was better than I expected, and now I see why the people from what's that site, Game Soda, seem to like that. Anyhow, that's it for us for tonight. But don't forget, there are streams throughout the week, around this time-ish, and there's also did they take the Edgeworth note out? I guess they did. Darn. And there's also another video premiere on Wednesday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I hope you can show up and see the premiere of a new video. So, everybody, thank you for shopping. Thank you for stopping. Thank you for bebopping. I'll see you on the next SoyBomb Live. Bye.